Week 10 is here, and that means it's time for another key matchups. What's going on? Jackie Montgomery here with Jen Mueller. Our good friend John Boyle is still on paternity leave. Well, the Seahawks are looking to rebound from just their second loss of the season. This week, they take on the LA Rams down in Southern California. Now, Jen, when you look at this first key matchup, there's one name that you just cannot ignore when you're looking at the Rams, and that is Aaron Donald. He leads the league in sacks. He is such a huge factor in every game he plays in. How will he match up against the Seahawks offensive line?
Well, that name, Aaron Donald, it just makes people cringe, especially coming off the game that Seattle's offensive line had last week against the Bills. Russell Wilson was sacked 5 times. He was hit an additional 11 times. And you know the kind of damage that Donald can do. In fact, he has been a one-man wrecking crew against the Seahawks in his career. 12 sacks, 33 quarterback hits, and 19 tackles for loss in 12 career games. And Pete Carroll says they are up for the challenge. They love the challenge of playing him, but here's the real challenge that Aaron Donald presents. It's not just those numbers and the talent, it is where he rushes from on the field. Yes, the Rams will move him around to get the best one-on-one matchup, but when he rushes from the interior, it does not allow Russell Wilson to go anywhere else, as Dwayne Brown pointed out this week, as opposed to rushing off the edge where you can at least come into the pocket and find a throwing lane. So definitely something the Seahawks need to be aware of in keeping that pocket clean for Russell Wilson.
Well, let's switch sides and talk about the Seahawks pass rush. It has come on very strong in the last 2 games. How will they match up against Jared Goff?
Well, you would like to think they can ride the momentum they created in Buffalo last week, coming off a season-high 7 sacks. But Jared Goff is not an easy quarterback to get to. The Rams have given him very good protection. He has been sacked just 10 times this season. That is tied for the second fewest in the NFL. Now, the Seahawks pass rush, they've come on pretty strong with 10 sacks in the last 2 weeks. That is after 9 sacks through the first 6 games. But Jared Goff has managed to be a conundrum and eluded those pass rushers. Last year, they did not record a quarterback sack and just 9 quarterback hits. Now, there is reason to believe that it gets even stronger this week now that Carlos Dunlap has another week of practice under his belt. He said that now he's got a feel for how Ken Norton wants to call a defense, and he can find the rhythm to see where he can most be effective in affecting the quarterback.
All right, and finally, this isn't really a matchup unless you just want to pit the 2 teams against each other, but it's who is going to win the turnover battle. The turnovers obviously playing a huge role in Seattle's 2 losses this season.
Well, Jackie, the Seahawks have lost both of the games that they have lost the turnover battle, and conversely, they are 5-0 this season when winning the turnover battle. And last week, it led to a lot of points for Buffalo, 16 points off the Seahawks for turnovers. They know they cannot do that against a Rams team that is very opportunistic, having scored 41 points off of turnovers this season. That is tied for 13th most in the league. Now, on the flip side of that, the Rams also turned the ball over 4 times in their last meeting against Miami, and that outcome was certainly not what they wanted. It is the first time all season they had committed more than 2 turnovers in a game, and they're facing a Seahawks defense that's produced 14 takeaways. That is tied for 4th most in the league. So as always, it comes back to being all about the ball.
All right, well, kickoff is set for 1:25 p.m. Pacific. You can watch it live on Q13 Fox or listen to it on the Seahawks Radio Network. Of course, tune in for Jen Mueller. She hosts the pregame and postgame show.